Hey there, this is Seth Schaefer from Team Just Cause Robotics, and today it's time for Mini Mulcher's first ever Antweight tournament, the Sword Fall Tournament from November 6th, 2021. Mini Mulcher was a work in progress for more than a year by this point, even though it never got a chance to fight other 1-pound robots until now. This is because the East Coast US is sorely lacking in any 1-pound robot tournaments, a problem I was really hoping to fix by releasing a free and open source Antweight arena design. I had to drive 300 miles into Pennsylvania just to get to this competition. If anyone watching has the resources and time, make more events happen. But I digress. Mini Mulcher is a bot which I made a whole video series on its conception from start to finish. I'll link a playlist below. In October, I made a series of changes to try and improve the self-righting and stability of the robot, including this badass Shuriken blade weapon with a massive 9-inch effective diameter. Mini Mulcher is a bot designed with the mantra that the best defense is a good offense. About half of its weight is dedicated to spinning its AR-500 armor steel weapon. I have two weapons for this bot, an axe head asymmetric weapon which is 3/16 of an inch thick, and the red Shuriken blade which is about an 1/8 inch or 3 millimeters thick. It also has two front attachments. I used a scoopy wedge, a wider angled wedge, both of which are 3D printed in flexible and soft red TPU. The rest of the bot is all printed in black alloy 910 nylon. If you're interested in building a similar robot, I now have the full CAD design of this robot for sale on my site, which will show every component you need to make your own. This is by far my cheapest robot to build. If you buy parts to get more than one built at a time, each one will cost around $100 or so. I came to this competition with two 3-pound robots as well. Make sure to check out my other two recap videos to watch Division and Shrapnel Mine fight. I'll link those below as well. I also have upcoming BattleBots content about my participation in the Season 6 filming, so subscribe so you don't miss it. Event format. The way the Penn College of Technology Sword Club runs its Antweight battles is pretty much the same as other tournaments, with some slight changes. This is a standard double elimination tournament, so you're eliminated after 2 losses. First of all, the fights are all 1v1 matches, which are 2 minutes long. If one more bot is disabled in that time, the fight is declared a knockout and the other bot wins. We were told at the start of the event that fights would be declared a knockout and stopped if a LiPo battery is exposed, as this is a fire hazard. Each robot is also given one unstick if it gets stuck on the arena, something which became relevant later. This arena has a push-out pit, so if you get pushed in or fall in accidentally, you immediately lose. With all that out of the way, let's get right into the action. My first fight was against one of the thrown together Sword Club robots called Jerry. Jerry is just a boxy wedge robot, which is not an optimal opponent to fight with an overhead spinner. However, Mini Mulcher's slightly angled blade allowed me to turn the robot to adjust the height at which I could hit, and that allowed me to surgically target different heights on my opponents. I'd never had enough space to really see how Mini Mulcher behaves with the weapon on before, so let's see how this went.
In the red square, we've got Mini Mulcher. Mini Mulcher, you ready? This match will begin in 3, 2, 1, fire rods, fight! That is quiet, deadly weapon.
Oh no! No, get away from there!
There we go.
Looks like Jerry's starting to lose his top.
I can't like drive in a straight line when the weapon's going at like any speed.
Jerry is just going to pick apart a Mini. It is mulching it. That light was getting very dangerously close to coming in.
Oh yeah.
Oh! Match over. Your winner, Mini Mulcher. Just a reminder for safety, if a LiPo does come out, match is over. We do not want to deal with a lithium fire in here.
So that went pretty well. For Mini Mulcher's first ever fight, I was really excited that it was able to do so much damage. Unfortunately, it was able to do all of that damage while only using about 25 or 30% of its weapon speed, because above that, the robot would just spin all over the place with the chassis no longer having its wheels contacting the floor. So that's one of the big design changes I'll have to make for next time. I think there's just too much weapon weight or friction, and it just requires so much torque to get that weapon going that the bottom chassis has to spin in the opposite direction after a certain point. So I need better grip on the floor with maybe 4 wheels, or I'll just need to use lighter weapons in the future. Anyhow, that wasn't something I could fix at the moment, so I was just going to have to live with it for the rest of the competition. Next up, Mini Mulcher would have to fight a brand new competitor and a Viper kit. I actually designed Mini Mulcher specifically around being able to fight Viper kits, because they are one of the more common Antweight robots you'll see at competitions. Strangely, this was the only one that showed up at this competition, and the driver of this robot actually was a huge fan of my videos, and he said that I was one of the reasons he got into the sport, which is an amazing thing to hear. I decided to use my axe head weapon because I had this one as a thicker weapon that was specifically designed to be able to counter vertical spinners. However, this may have not been the best choice, as you'll see.
We have off-brand paper towels. Are you ready? You're ready. In the red square, we have Mini Mulcher. Mini Mulcher, are you ready? This match will begin in 3, 2, 1, fire robots, fight! Are you touching the robot yet? Are you stuck? Alright, pause the match. Hold on. Hold on, Steve. Let that spin down. Alright, you're good. Good job, Steve.
Yes, Steve.
Yeah, Steve! This match will resume in 3, 2, 1, fight robots, fight! That's a cool one, Lance.
Get him, Antonio, get him!
Can you move?
Can you get him, Antonio? Flip him over if you can.
10, 9, done. What?
His weapon's stuck.
You're not stuck in the arena.
Go get him, Antonio. Flip him over.
10,
Antonio, flip him
9,
over. Good.
8. Oh, is he going to be a sportsman?
Can you get him over? He's trying to.
7, 6, 5, 4,
Come on, get over
3,
there! Get over there!
2,
So close!
1. Match over. Your winner, off brown paper towels.
I don't think this necessarily affected the outcome of the fight, but I was a little annoyed when they paused the fight here right at the beginning, just because off-brand paper towels got stuck under the wall, since I was clearly on my way over to hit him and free him, but for whatever reason they didn't let me do that, and they just immediately paused the match to free off-brand paper towels themselves. You might think I'm being a spoil sport, but in all honesty, it takes some time to get my weapon up to speed, and having to let it spin down, and then giving off-brand paper towels much smaller weapon, which spins up almost instantly, the ability to come and attack me while my weapon is now stopped, isn't exactly fair for me either. So, whatever. But at the end of the day, this is what really killed me here. I had this stupid self-righting talon spinning on me. I wasn't able to get it to stay in the correct orientation for me to be able to self-right, and with the bot kind of against a wall and at the worst possible angle so that the wedge was just digging straight into the floor, I wasn't really able to do anything from this position either way. So with having disabled half of off-brand paper towel's drive in that last exchange, he wasn't able to get over and free me in time, and Mini Mulcher got counted out, giving off-brand paper towels the win. Can't be too mad about this loss, though, because off-brand paper towels went on to win the entire Antweight division. Spoiler alert. Alright, this next fight got a little weird. So, first off, I was supposed to fight a bot called Lionheart. Lionheart in all of its previous fights had been a vertical spinner. However, it transformed magically into a wedge for this fight. I had a fight with Division just before this one, only 15 minutes prior, so I had no ability to run and swap to my Shuriken blade, which probably would have fared a lot better against a shallow wedge. So I just had to run Mini Mulcher as is with the axe head blade and hope for the best.
In the blue square, we have Mini Mulcher. Mini Mulcher, are you ready? And in the red square, we have what's left of Lionheart. Lionheart, are you ready? This match will begin in 3, 2, 1, fire robots, fight! That's an interesting strategy. Good pin. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Minute 30 remaining.
Yep. Remember that line went like lightning? That one? Exploded out.
You should have seen it. We went to the one in the summer.
Are you stuck? Yep. Alright, pause the match.
Get the blue. The beautiful blue. Remember the one where oh yeah. You can hit the ratchet. It's the war. That's the robot. Yeah, hold on. It was like so first it went like and then it felt like
I mean, when he got a hold of it,
Alright, this match will resume. 3, 2, 1, fire robots, fight!
the razor star.
There's a complete sniper.
1 minute remaining.
He gave us a ride.
He's dancing.
He actually messed
Are you
up
stuck again?
He's
Alright,
dancing.
pause the match again.
Alright, I'll stop trying to pin him now.
Good idea. Why is this so big?
But it's our arena.
It's not like they're stuck together. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
Wait, what is that?
Well, I would count him out sooner if there's something to get back in the wood, but these already stuck first.
Yeah. Alright, close it back up.
Close the arena back up.
Did you even notice all like the scratches on the
Count
roof?
it down.
Can you get out of the arena? 10,
The arena.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mini Mulcher wins by the arena being bad.
That arena. Wait, the arena's like here. This is the arena. Here's this is the way.
Did he already have all that sticks?
Here's the snow car, and here's the legend.
It's still
Wow. I know.
This 1 minute decision will start in 3, 2, 1. Fire robots, fight!
I'll do that. Yo.
He's just
They're just like dancing together. Waltzing. Wow. Yeah, I know.
30 seconds remaining.
I feel like the watch is gonna break and it's gonna jump out and show you.
Uh-oh. Can you get out? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Oh, good sportsmanship. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Match over.
stay away from the yellow square.
Over there. Mostly over there.
It's like fourth person gets stuck in the yellow square.
Just move.
It's this, yeah, it's that
I know. Imagine if they had mats so cheerleaders could cheerlead. B-I-C-S. I don't know. S-W-O-R-D. Pikachu.
Remind me next time to record the drivers' meetings. They absolutely said 1 on stick for fight. It was just because we got stuck at the same time I was willing to do a rematch. I thought it was kind of BS to win that way, but at the same time it was kind of BS that I couldn't get unstuck from getting stuck on the floor when the wall and the floor are still...
Your winner by split judges' decision for Mini Mulcher. That was a very hard one to call.
Alright, I'm not going to make you rewatch all of that because that was super long, so I'm just going to show the 1 minute rematch here. Yeah, that wasn't the greatest, but having been able to realize that spinning up too fast was just launching my robot all over the place, I took a totally different strategy during the 1 minute rematch, and I made sure to spin up very slowly and conservatively and just keep my bot planted to the floor. And it turned out that my little TPU Scoopy Scoop was actually able to stalemate the more properly designed wedge on Lionheart. So without him really being able to push me around at all, and me getting a couple good hits in, I was ultimately given the decision. Even though I didn't do any meaningful damage to Lionheart, he certainly didn't do any meaningful damage to me, and I was definitely more aggressive and did this sportsman-like freeing partway through the fight as well. So ultimately, things worked out, and I think we ended up deciding how the match should turn out in the best way possible.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Match over.
So, like I said, I'm running 3 different robots at this tournament. So my fight with Lionheart began at 4:46 p.m. Then I had a fight with Shrapnel Mine at 5:06 p.m. And then I had this fight against Revy with Mini Mulcher again at 5:14 p.m. Meaning, once again, I had an extremely minimal turnaround time. All that I had time to do was pull the top off and pull the weapon off, swap it for the Shuriken blade, put a new freshly charged battery in, and that was really it. So, pretty tight timelines on these turnarounds between the fights, but I was able to get Mini Mulcher through all of its fights without any delays, and it didn't hurt that Mini Mulcher was taking absolutely no damage from any of its fights. This fight was going to be against a Saifu Antweight drum spinner kit called Revy. Revy is driven by the same driver as Mondo Bizarro, who I've gotten destroyed by in the 3-pound weight class before, and I was really not liking my chances using my thin Shuriken blade against this, but I knew that I just wasn't stable enough to keep spinning properly with the axe head blade, so this was going to be my best bet to get a reach advantage.
2, 1, Fire Robots fight.
Hey, it's not unbalanced yet. At least it ain't worse than it was.
These are some very balanced weapons. Uh-oh, Revy?
Can't turn running. Keeps working though. Honestly, this is better than I expected this would do against a bird.
One minute remaining.
There we go.
Good hit. 30 seconds remaining. Seconds remaining. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Match over. Way to finish in style.
Have fun. I'm not judging.
That was a close one.
Your winner by a split judge's decision for Mini Mulcher.
This was a fantastic match with so much back and forth, and obviously came down to a very close split decision at the end, but I do think that Mini Mulcher ended up deserving the win here for being able to return every hit that it received and generally being a little bit more aggressive in the fight. I don't think that there were too many times that I wasn't driving straight into Revy when we collided, and Mini Mulcher never really got flipped over more than once, and it wasn't totally out of control at any real point, whereas every time that I flipped Revy over, he sat there waiting for his weapon to spin down and then spin up in the opposite direction, which made it look like he wasn't really doing anything to attack. So I think that's probably why the judges ended up ruling it in my favor. Neither of us took any real damage, obviously, and Mini Mulcher is still pretty uncontrollable towards the end when I was trying to spin up as fast as possible to make sure that I could minimize the amount of bite that Revy's weapon was getting on me. But, you know, slight acrobatics aside, the match went pretty much how I was hoping, and I was really glad I came out on top. Nate Franklin really had it out for me today. I ended up fighting his robots with all three of mine. Now it was time for me to fight Slim Pickens. Nate Franklin and Slim Pickens have both got quite a number of driving trophies to their name. Even though Slim Pickens is just a wedge bot, like I said, that is not a very easy type of robot for me to fight with an overhead spinner, and it's very low to the ground, so I basically could only hit the top plate of the robot when my robot was just about 90 degrees to the front of his bot. I needed to try and get that surgical height precision to cut off his top plate for any hope of doing any real damage, because there was no way he was going to expose his wheels to me. This was definitely going to be a tough battle.
Alright, in the blue square, we got Mini Mulcher. Mini Mulcher, are you ready? And in the red square, we got Slim Pickens. Slim Pickens, are you ready to pick? The loser of this fight will be getting third. The winner of this will fight for first with off-brand paper towels. This match will begin in 3, 2, 1. Fight, robots, fight! One minute 30 remaining. Looks like Slim Pickens' top is getting loose. It seems Mini Mulcher is at the absolutely perfect height.
Oh, look at that dot.
Mini Mulcher at the perfect height to surgically pick away that top plate of Slim Pickens.
1 minute.
1 minute remaining. That top is getting loose. Your winner, Slim Pickens. Third place goes to Mini Mulcher.
I can't even be mad about that, dude. That was so...
Can't really be too upset with that. A third place finish is the first time that I've ever actually gotten in the top 3 with any of my robots at any competition that I've been to, unless you count Draconid technically getting second out of only 3 entries in the Sportsman 12 category at Norwalk. This was definitely a ton of fun being at this event with all 3 of my bots, even though it was incredibly stressful with so many back-to-back fights. I had to do 16 fights in one day, basically non-stop repairing and throwing things back into the arena, but it worked out for the best with Mini Mulcher being an absolute stalwart, never taking any real damage, and I never had to swap any of the parts except for the blade and the front wedge. It definitely held up, but it has quite a few obvious flaws that I hope to address in the future. That one's definitely going to be on the back burner though, as there's probably not going to be another sword competition for another 6 months. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you have any questions about Mini Mulcher or any propositions for what I could change about it in the future, definitely let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, click like, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified in the future. That's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching.